Hi guys, 2021 is almost over, and this was the year that I became, of all things, a YouTube gardener. I just want to go back throughout the year, look at what worked, what didn't work, and how I became a YouTube gardener. So come on in, get comfortable, and let me tell my story. We've been toying with the ideal back and forth, but I was a little bit nervous about getting in front of the camera until I got some seeds from a friend on Facebook. And that kind of started my first post, how to start canna lilies from seeds. Mind you, it did take a few takes.
I like saying it. What's up? Hey guys, today I'm finally gonna plant these seeds. This is the first time I'm doing this, so maybe I can show you how I do it and we can learn together.
The best advice I can give when taking a video is just be yourself and pretend like you're just talking to friends around the way. So I did give a nice update on my canna lily seeds. I did run into some trouble, mind you, because they got some mold. I guess that's beginner's luck. Anyways, we fixed the mold and my plants started to grow nicely. I was giving some updates and things seem to be going well.
They're made of cardboard and they get moldy easily, and I think I've been overwatering a little bit too much. So I'm gonna exchange the little pots that they're sitting in and hopefully give a little bit more room for the roots to grow.
So as the weeks progressed, my little plants that were on my windowsill were doing great. They were all growing nicely. And getting ready to be transplanted once the weather got warmer. And I really couldn't wait to get out there into the garden center. And at first opportunity, we were right out there because I figured the way that the world was, that there might not be as many plants this year, like supply would be low. So we got out there pretty early and I snagged some pretty neat plants. Now, I garden in Zone 5 in Toronto, in Canada. So we have to really wait until the threat of frost, which is usually around May the 24th. The May 24 weekend, as we call it. So I had all my plants being stored inside, and I would put them outside. You know, if we got nice days, put them outside for a couple hours and get them climatized. So my family room was filled with plants. But as the weather got warmer, we started to do our spring cleanup.
Now, this type of work isn't the easiest work to do. It's not the most fun, but it's absolutely necessary.
So we continued to film as we got our garden ready for planting. First planting video that we filmed was making our window boxes for the front porch and some of the planters for the backyard. Now, this window box was one of my favorites.
Super Tunia Raspberry Rush. I got the fillers, which is the lobelia. I guess the geranium could be a thriller as well. And then, of course, this wonderful creeping Jenny and the Vinca vine as my spiller.
Now, those planters did really well throughout the summer, and I would definitely repeat those plants. We got a little confident and we decided to take on more tasks. We did the edging on the front tree. We have a little tree in our front yard and we did the edging and we filmed that. We did our little research and we filmed. We're no experts by chance. The expert we have is our friend Linda, who came over with her homegrown tomatoes. Boy, were we excited for that.
Tomatoes, because I know you love your tomatoes.
Now, Linda graciously guest starred on the video all about tomatoes, and she brought tons of varieties and gave some great information. Now, this video that we filmed of us doing our summer planters for the backyard, I thought went really well. We had some really nice mixtures with the palms and these super tunias, as well as the canna lilies and the dahlias. Those did really well for us and bloomed throughout the summer. Nino even jumped on board and started filming videos about lawn care. He's so into his grass, and he started filming about how he takes care of it, how he overseeds, and how he fertilizes.
Get a growth going in order for the seeds to germinate, making contact to the soil.
Now, this was by far my favorite garden tour in June because so many things were in full bloom. My roses were in full bloom, and my garden, I think, looked so nice at this point. By this point, we were pretty comfortable in front of the camera. We would go live from the backyard in the garden. Everything was so tranquil and lush back there. It wasn't hard at all. And like I said, most of my stuff were in full bloom. One of my favorite plants were my caladiums, and I thoroughly enjoyed growing my caladiums, and I definitely will grow more caladiums next season in pots and in the house. I even did a little rehab with a mandevilla plant that I ended up buying from the garden store that went very well. I think I'm most proud of this video where I shared some gardening tips and highlighted the gardens of my neighbors. I mean, with the world being the way it is, everybody was out gardening, and I think that we all did such a good job. I mean, none of us are professional gardeners. These are just hobby gardeners, and to highlight them was one of my finest moments. As a thank you, I gave them all some delicious carrot cakes from Anna's Bananas. With the summer upon us, we gave regular updates on our delicious tomato crops, courtesy of Linda. And I did a lovely garden tour midsummer, just to show what was blooming and how fresh the garden was looking. By this point, I was very comfortable in front of the camera, and my garden was the star of the show, so it was pretty easy. Nino gave us a quick and easy pesto recipe from our basil plants that we were growing this summer.
Basil, and I'm going to be washing my basil before I get them all blended up.
The evolution of my garden. This video was a labor of love. This showed my garden as it matured from nothing to what it is today. Spent a little bit of time on this editing. I really taught myself a lot of editing tricks, because before becoming a YouTuber per se, which was only a few short months ago, I'd known nothing about editing. Linda came over again to help us with the big tomato harvest.
I'm just getting the last of my peppers and my tomatoes in my garden. Let me tell you something, it's been one heck of a season. The reaping, unbelievable. Can't wait till next season.
We got a lot of delicious bounty from our garden, and that brought us into fall. Fall decor. Fall is my favorite season.
There we go.
I got to put out all my beautiful fall decor and make some beautiful fall planters. By the time the fall grass maintenance came around, Nino was an old pro, showing us all what to do to keep the bugs out of the grass.
So right now I've laid down my my grub killer. I'm also going to be laying down some quick, thick grass seed. It's got grass seed plus a bit of fertilizer in there.
Now my autumn garden tour highlighted all the beautiful asters that were in bloom at this point. All the beautiful purples. And the planters that we had planted at the beginning of the summer were still going strong.
I'm going to continue to enjoy beautiful flowers like these until it gets too cold.
October rolled around, and that meant Halloween decor. One of my favorite time of the year is Halloween, next to Christmas, of course.
This is my friend, the witch.
Witchy Poo 1, Witchy Poo 2.
That's right.
The days were getting shorter, and we had to get the garden ready for the colder days. We had to get the grass taken care of. We had to close the garden. Well into November. It's the fall here in Toronto, Zone 5. And my yard seems to be the yard where all of the oak trees, or the oak leaves, I should say, in the neighborhood come to lay and rest. This is the oak tree resting place. Have a look. Which meant digging up some of the plants that weren't winter hardy, such as the dahlias and the cannas, mulching the leaves, cutting back some of the perennials. A lot of work has to be done to close the garden. And I did get a little help from my buddy Linda, and we managed to get it all on film with a succession of videos. Now, I think that I did a pretty good job as my first year as a YouTube gardener. I look forward to next year, and I've already started planning what I need to do and start mapping out what videos I would like to film for next year. So hopefully, guys, you'll stick with me for year 2, and we can continue to be garden friends, and we can continue to learn together. Thanks for watching, guys. Give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below and let me know how your gardening year went. What plants are your favorite and what you wouldn't want to do again. Take care. Bye-bye.